He's going to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine in 24 hours. Let's take a listen at these statements from Donald Trump before the election.
The war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes, I do.
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well.
I'll end that war between those two countries in 24 hours. It won't even take that long. I will get the war ended. I'll stop all of those lives from being wasted and lost. And there'll be no more bombing of Ukraine. There'll be no more bombing of Russia. And everybody will be happy.
It can be negotiated, I think, within 24 hours. It really has to be done from the office of the president. And you have to get them both in a room. And there are things you can say to each one of them, which I won't reveal now, which will guarantee that this war will end immediately.
That to get it solved, I can do it in 24 hours. I know both players, and I can do that in 24 hours. But you can only do it from the office of the president. You need that seat. You need what's tailed in that seat. And I would have that done in 24 hours. It wouldn't even be tough. I know what to say to each of them, and there's no way they would reject it.
I will end that war in one day. It'll take 24 hours. I would have a deal done in 24 hours from the time we started. And I would tell Zelensky something, and I would tell Putin something, and I'd get him into a room, and I'd tell him again and again. I would have a deal done very quickly.
Those lies were before the election, and during the debate he had with Kamala Harris, this is what he said about the war.
And I'll get the war with Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president-elect, I'll get it done before even becoming president.
He said he will get it done when he gets elected as president, not even president, but president-elect. He will get it done. Let's take a listen to what he's saying right now. Actually, I just want to share with you this particular article coming on BBC. So Donald Trump has warned he will impose high tariffs and further sanctions on Russia if Vladimir Putin fails to end the war in Ukraine. So he got it done within 24 hours, right? Yeah, he was lying. He was lying through his teeth. He's now threatening Russia of sanction and whatnot. Writing on his social media platform, Truth Social, he said that by pushing to settle the war, he was doing Russia and its president a very big favor. Russia doesn't care about those tariffs, those sanctions, nothing, because the Russian economy, the currency ruble, is doing absolutely fantastic. In fact, Russia is now so confident in their economy that they are now trying to bring other countries on the same platform in order to launch a new currency under BRICS. Russian economy is doing absolutely fantastic. If you're threatening Russia with sanction, I think that you need to find a different way. Maybe a World War III will be a better threat, because this threat of sanctioning Russia doesn't work, will never work. Trump had previously said he would negotiate a settlement to Russia's full-scale invasion launch on February 22nd in a single day. In one day, 24 hours, he made it 24 hours. And since he took office, nothing is happening. In fact, he said he changed his statement overnight, and he said that the war between Russia and Ukraine much more complex. Before he took office on January 20th, he already signaled that it is not something he can do. He knew that. Before the election, he knew that he was lying. He knew that he could not do it, because it is just simply not possible to bring Putin and Zelensky on the same table. It is not like a piece of cake. You can just eat it. Now, why things are very, very dangerous at this point is because of not just that this person is lying, but because of his position at this point. And not only that, but also think about this. The genocide is taking place in Gaza. He made a fake ceasefire deal with Hamas in Gaza between Netanyahu and Gaza, the authorities in Gaza. That ceasefire, he said, now I'm not confident if it will hold. Before election, he said, the Middle East will find peace, we'll have no problem, ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. So he called Netanyahu and he told him that, hey, I made a promise to these people, these stupid, foolish people, these MAGA supporters, before I got elected, that I will stop the war in Middle East. You have to stop it. How embarrassing it was for IDF, for Israel, to go to a negotiation to have a ceasefire deal with Hamas. It was a huge embarrassment. But because Donald Trump, his ego is even bigger than that, he told Netanyahu, you have to keep your word that you gave to me that I will be elected, and then you will be going on a ceasefire. Just listen to my word. Give me something that way people will think, I have achieved huge things before I even took office, and I kept my promise. This is why this is so dangerous, because Donald Trump right now, he's not thinking about Gaza. He's not thinking about the people of Palestine. He's just thinking about his image, his ego, and the Zionist lobby. What he did just a few days ago, he gave West Bank to Israel. Israel is following the same tactic in West Bank. They're committing genocide in West Bank by killing doctors, journalists, blowing up hospitals. Exactly the same thing they have done in Gaza. When you think about Donald Trump doing good things for the people of Gaza, hold on a second. He has just started another genocide in West Bank, so don't hold your breath for too long. And he already hinted that Gaza, the ceasefire will not hold for too long. They will go back to bombing the place again. After they get all the hostages out, they will have no string attached to them, and they can do whatever they want. Not only this, but also Donald Trump is going to be normalizing ties between Israel and Saudi Arabia. He's making big deals. He's making good money, good investment with Saudi Arabia. And the next thing you know, he's going to be normalizing ties with Saudi Arabia and Israel. Now, all of these things will not be covered on the media for obvious reason, which is that Donald Trump and his administration, they will keep it very, very quiet. They will hide a lot of things from the public that will be taking place behind closed doors between Israel and Saudi Arabia, and the massacre, the genocide in West Bank and also in Gaza in the future. Guys, we are living in a time when this guy is absolute liar, but unfortunately a lot of people, they believe his words. Now, let's see what he said about settling this war between Russia and Ukraine yesterday. Let's take a listen.
But we always had a great relationship, I would say, and we look forward to doing very well with China and getting along with China. Hopefully China can help us stop the war with, in particular, Russia, Ukraine. They have a great deal of power over that situation. And we'll work with them. And I mentioned that during our phone conversation with President Xi. And hopefully we could work together and get that stopped. Okay, so can you imagine this guy now wants China's help to stop Ukraine-Russia war? Then why did you not say this before you got elected, before you made this false, fake promises to the people? That I'm going to get it done even before I get elected. In 24 hours, everything will be fine. Now he's asking China for help. Not only this, he's also going after Houthis. Oh, these are terrorist organization. I'm going to stop it. Houthis attacking Israel because that's what we need to do in order to make sure that nobody's bothering us when we commit genocide, when we bomb the people of Gaza. I mean, this is a serial liar, and he's the most shameful person on earth, especially in America. He's breaking all his promises one by one. Now, the last thing is this, guys. He wants to bomb Iran. Make no mistake, he said, I don't want to go down to that path, but if I have to, I will. Joe Biden, at least, that senile old man, Genocide Joe, did not say anything about Iran. But he is making absolutely clear to all of us that, yeah, if it is something that he had to do, his administration will have to do, they will do it. No problem at all. What I'm seeing is a complete disaster for the whole world under Donald Trump. To say in a much better way, I think that will be a softer way of saying a disaster. We might see World War III under Donald Trump. This guy is crazy. He's a liar. He's a serial liar, and he's being proven liar over and over again. But unfortunately, some people, selected few, especially in Washington, they believe in him, and his MAGA followers, they love him because of those lies. Looks like they love the lies, they love the vibes, they love the charisma, they love the publicity, they love everything about him that is absolutely not authentic whatsoever. Guys, brace yourself for much more worse wars coming in the Middle East and in the world.